Have you ever found yourself staring at a pile of scattered information? Notes, articles, maybe even just your own thoughts?
Hmm.
And just knowing there's a hidden pattern there, like a crucial insight just waiting to be uncovered.
Mm.
Imagine if something could instantly sift through all that, making connections far faster and, well, deeper than any human could,
Okay.
revealing what's unseen.
Right.
Well, today, we're embarking on a deep dive into exactly that. AI pattern recognition for human life enhancement. We've pulled together a really rich collection of sources on this.
Yeah, there's a lot out there.
And our mission really is to unpack how AI isn't just seeing patterns, it's fundamentally transforming lives, from individual well-being all the way up to entire societal systems. We'll show you how it spots things invisible to us and, crucially, what that means for your daily life.
Absolutely.
So to kick us off, what exactly is AI pattern recognition? Why is it such a game changer?
Okay, so basically it's the automated detection of repeated structures, correlations, signals, all hidden within massive amounts of data. But the truly revolutionary part, it's the ability to reveal insights that are just completely invisible to human observation alone.
Right.
It operates at this unprecedented scale and speed. We're talking billions of data points without getting tired, without introducing human bias, hopefully.
Billions.
Wow.
And what kind of data are we talking about?
Oh, it's incredibly broad. Think about it. Text communications, audio recordings, visual content, sensor data from your wearables, transaction logs, environmental sensors, social networks, even biological markers.
So pretty much anything that can be recorded.
Exactly. And the core algorithms behind it are really diverse, too.
Yeah.
You've got systems that learn from examples. That's your neural networks, kind of like how a kid learns. And then there are others that automatically group similar things together, which we call clustering.
Okay.
Plus, systems that understand patterns over time, sequential modeling, and even ones that map out complex relationships between different pieces of information using network analysis. Lots of different tools in the box.
So it's about recognizing these invisible threads, these connections, in just about any data source you can imagine. That's a powerful foundation.
It really is.
But once AI understands what a pattern is, our sources highlight that it doesn't just see one kind. They break it down into 4 key types, each with pretty profound implications.
Right.
The first type they explore are predictive patterns. What do these tell us?
Well, these are essentially your early warning systems. They predict what will happen, which allows us to maybe prevent problems before they really escalate.
Okay, like a crystal ball for data.
Sort of, yeah. Imagine your wearable data showing, say, a consistent drop in sleep quality, maybe an increased resting heart rate, and you're moving less. And AI analyzing those signals together could potentially predict burnout maybe 3 weeks before you even feel the full symptoms. And it could suggest specific things like rest intervals or workload adjustments.
Wow, that's a huge shift, isn't it?
Yeah.
It moves well-being from being reactive, waiting for a crisis, to being proactive.
Preventative.
Exactly.
Proactive care.
It empowers you with a level of self-awareness that honestly was unimaginable before, without constant extra medical supervision. It's about getting ahead of the curve.
Precisely. Not just reacting to the fallout.
Okay, so if predictive patterns tell us what will happen, what about causal patterns? What do these help us figure out?
Causal patterns dig deeper. They help us understand why things happen. And that's crucial, right? Because knowing the root cause lets you make really targeted interventions.
Makes sense. Got an example?
Sure. So an analysis of workplace communication, maybe emails and chat logs, might reveal that teams using specific meeting structures, like shorter meetings, rotating who leaves them, having really clear agendas, those teams consistently have, say, 40% higher project success rates.
Ah, okay.
This isn't just correlation. The AI is suggesting a causal link. It shows organizations exactly what patterns seem to lead to better outcomes.
That insight is incredibly valuable for optimizing how teams work together. Okay, and we have behavioral patterns. How do these shape personalized guidance?
Right. These are all about understanding how people act individually or in groups so you can provide tailored guidance.
Like how?
Well, think about an AI tutoring system. If it notices a student consistently struggles with visual spatial problems, maybe geometry diagrams, but they really excel when things are laid out with sequential logic,
Yeah.
it won't just keep throwing diagrams at them. It adapts immediately. It might provide step-by-step breakdowns using logical frameworks instead. It tailors the learning experience precisely to how that student learns best.
So it's truly personalizing education, not just a one-size-fits-all thing.
Exactly. Moving beyond that.
And finally, there are systems patterns. Now, these sound like they're connecting the really big dots.
They absolutely are. Sisters patterns give you these cross-domain insights. They reveal unexpected connections across areas that seem completely unrelated.
Like what?
Okay, think about urban air quality data. Now, correlate that with school attendance records and academic performance data.
Okay, where are you going with this?
AI might reveal that spikes in pollution actually predict learning difficulties in students. That's not a connection a human would easily make, looking at those separate data sets.
Wow, no kidding.
But it could lead cities to say, hey, maybe we need to prioritize air filtration systems in schools, directly impacting educational outcomes for potentially thousands of kids.
It's pretty remarkable how these different pattern types cover so much ground, from our own health to, well, complex citywide systems.
Yeah, the scope is huge.
But to really grasp the impact, we need to see them in action. Let's maybe shift gears now and explore some real-world applications, some places where this is already making a difference or soon will be, that might genuinely surprise people.
Yeah, let's do that. Because when we connect this to the bigger picture, these applications, they stop being theoretical. They become tangible, offering really specific benefits.
Right.
Take mental health and well-being. AI can detect subtle changes in your typing rhythm, the frequency of certain words you use, even how quickly you respond to messages.
That detail.
Oh, yeah. And the profound insight here is that depression screening just using smartphone keyboard data can achieve something like 85% accuracy.
85%. Just from typing.
It sounds incredible, but yes. For example, an AI might notice someone's messages are getting, say, 30% shorter, and they're using more absolute words like never or always. The system could then gently suggest a mindfulness check-in, a really early, subtle intervention.
That's a powerful capability, almost like having a quiet digital companion looking out for you, catching things early.
Kind of, yeah.
Given how personal this tech can get, what's an area where it's making a maybe surprising impact on something as intimate as, say, relationships?
Okay, relationship enhancement. AI can analyze communication cycles between partners, looking at text messages, maybe app interactions.
Oh.
It reveals patterns that often predict conflict escalation, and the impact is significant. Some couples therapy apps using this tech have reported up to a 60% reduction in relationship breakdowns.
60%, wow.
Yeah. Imagine AI detecting things like increasing response delays between partners, shorter messages, maybe a decline in positive sentiment words in their chats. It could then provide specific communication prompts. Things like, try sharing one thing you appreciated about your partner today. Just subtle nudges towards healthier interactions.
That sounds incredibly promising, but, I mean, it also raises questions, doesn't it? About the line between support and, well, intrusion. How do these systems make sure they're helpful without being overbearing or creating dependence?
That's a vital question. It absolutely comes down to design. Ensuring user control, transparency, those have to be paramount, non-negotiable, really.
Right, okay.
But moving to physical health, in health optimization, multi-sensor biometric trend analysis is key, using data from wearables, maybe other sources.
And what does that allow?
This allows for truly early disease detection, often before clinical symptoms even appear.
Before you even feel sick.
Potentially, yes. For example, your heart rate variability, sleep patterns, activity levels, analyzing those trends together might predict a viral infection 2 or 3 days early.
Get out early.
Yeah, and that prompts you to get preventative rest, support your immune system before you're actually sick. It could potentially help you avoid a more severe illness altogether.
Just imagine that for a second, AI warning you before you even realize you're getting sick. That kind of changes the whole game for personal health.
It really does shift the focus.
How about for learning and education? You mentioned tutoring earlier.
Right. So for educational personalization, AI performs learning trajectory analysis. It figures out how you learn best and where you're getting stuck, comprehension bottleneck detection.
Okay.
Adaptive learning systems powered by this have shown they can improve retention rates by around 45%.
45% improvement. That's huge.
It is. If a student consistently bombs algebra word problems, but they're great at pure computation, the AI doesn't just keep giving them word problems. It shifts. It might switch to visual or graphical ways of representing the problem, helping that individual learn more effectively.
That's incredibly powerful. Moving away from a rigid curriculum to one that actually adapts to the learner, how does this kind of pattern spotting apply to bigger societal issues, like economic equality?
Yeah. For economic equality, AI can analyze hiring patterns, promotion data, compensation structures within companies, or even across industries.
And what does it find?
Well, the profound insight here is that AI, when it's designed correctly, can actually hold up a mirror to our own systemic human biases.
Ah,
It offers a path towards more objective and equitable decision-making in areas where, frankly, human intuition often falls short or carries hidden biases.
can you give an example?
Sure. AI analysis might reveal that identical resumes, just with different names suggesting different demographics, actually get a 25% different callback rate for interviews.
25%, just based on a name.
Exactly. And uncovering that pattern can prompt companies to implement things like blind resume screening, removing that specific unconscious bias from the initial hiring stage.
That's a very stark illustration of how AI can uncover hidden unfairness. Okay, what about public safety and security?
In safety and security, AI is used for real-time threat detection in visual and audio data feeds. Think security cameras, microphones.
Right.
This can lead to faster emergency response times and, importantly, with fewer false positives than older automated systems. An example might be AI detecting potentially firearm-shaped objects in school security footage.
Okay.
It immediately alerts trained human operators for verification, but it's designed carefully to minimize privacy invasion by focusing only on that specific predefined threat pattern. Human in the loop is key there.
It sounds like it can also help us be better stewards of our environment, too.
Absolutely. For environmental stewardship, AI analyzes resource consumption patterns, waste generation patterns.
And the impact.
This can lead to impacts like, say, a 30% reduction in energy waste just through optimized usage patterns. Think of a smart grid AI.
How would that work?
It could predict when a neighborhood's energy use is about to peak and then automatically adjust heating or cooling slightly in participating homes maybe 15 minutes before that peak demand hits. This optimizes energy use across the whole community, reducing overall consumption.
Smart. And what about in the social sphere? Misinformation is such a massive issue right now.
Yeah, for social cohesion, AI is becoming vital for detecting misinformation spread and identifying coordinated polarization efforts online.
And the goal there is,
The impact is hopefully reducing the influence of these coordinated disinformation campaigns. For instance, AI might identify 500 different accounts, all posting nearly identical political content within like a 10-minute window.
okay, red flag.
Big red flag. It can flag those accounts for human fact-checkers to review, helping to slow down the rapid spread of potentially harmful or false narratives.
It's just remarkable how many different kinds of problems AI pattern recognition can start to address. But our sources point to even more, like unmentioned opportunities, less obvious breakthroughs maybe, where AI pattern recognition could lead to some really profound shifts.
Yeah, this is where things get really exciting, actually. It pushes us to think beyond the immediate applications. What other areas of human flourishing could this amplify?
Okay, like what?
Well, creativity amplification. AI could analyze successful creative works, music, writing, visual art to identify the underlying factors that make them resonate with people.
Interesting.
Imagine AI helping musicians understand why certain chord progressions trigger specific emotional responses in certain demographics. It could allow composers to create music that's even more impactful, more resonant. It's almost like, well, understanding the science behind art.
That's fascinating, helping understand the science of art, you're right. And what about building resilience? Helping individuals bounce back.
For resilience building, yeah. AI could analyze recovery trajectories after setbacks like job loss or illness. How?
It might identify patterns. For example, maybe it finds that people who consistently journal for just 10 minutes a day recover from job loss, say 40% faster than those who don't.
Really? Just from journaling?
That's a hypothetical, but if AI identified such a pattern consistently, well, that simple pattern recognition could lead employment counselors to recommend structured reflection practices more broadly. It gives people a tangible tool based on data to bounce back quicker.
So it's spotting patterns in how we recover. That's a really personal insight. And what about bridging cultural divides? That seems like a big challenge.
It is, but in cultural bridge building, AI could analyze communication patterns in cross-cultural settings to pinpoint breakdowns.
Like misunderstandings?
Exactly. It might detect that online international collaborations often hit snags because of different unspoken rules about time acknowledgement, how different cultures perceive punctuality or response times. Identifying that pattern could lead to suggesting culturally adaptive meeting protocols, maybe improving collaboration and reducing those misunderstandings. What about those tiny daily habits? The things that might seem insignificant. Can AI help us optimize those?
That's where micro-habit optimization comes in. It's about analyzing daily behavior microtrends.
Microtrends.
Yeah, tiny things. AI might discover, for instance, that people who check their phones within 30 seconds of waking up consistently report 25% higher stress levels throughout the day.
Huh. Just that one little thing.
It's plausible. This seemingly small, isolated pattern, if validated, could then suggest specific morning routine modifications to significantly improve overall well-being for some people. Little hinges swing big doors sometimes.
And finally, a really big one.
Mm.
Understanding between generations. Can AI help foster that?
It's possible. For intergenerational understanding, AI could analyze communication styles across different age groups, maybe in the workplace.
How would that help?
Well, it might identify that workplace conflicts between, say, different generations often stem from having different preferences for receiving feedback. One group might prefer very direct feedback, another might prefer it more nuanced.
Right, I can see that.
Spotting that pattern could lead managers to adopt generationally adapted approaches, fostering better collaboration and just reducing unnecessary friction.
It's really clear that the scope here, the potential reach of AI pattern recognition, is just immense. So if we take a step back, what does this all mean for us? Why is this such a profound game changer for human life?
Well, what's truly transformative, I think, is how it offers several really fundamental shifts. First, it enables prevention over reaction.
We talked about that with health, yeah.
Exactly. Traditional approaches often wait for problems to fully manifest. Pattern recognition allows intervention much earlier during the formation stage, when solutions are often way easier and less costly.
Right.
Second, it delivers personalization at scale. AI can potentially provide individualized insights to literally billions of people simultaneously. That's something utterly impossible with human-only systems. It's a massive leap from mass solutions to truly individual ones.
And that idea, individual insights, tailored to you, that's really compelling, isn't it?
It really is. Third, it offers cross-domain intelligence. We saw that with the air quality and learning example. AI connects patterns across areas that seem totally unrelated, linking sleep to work performance, social media use to mental health, urban planning to education. It reveals this incredibly interconnected picture of our world.
Seeing the whole system.
Kind of, yeah. Fourth, there's continuous learning. Unlike a static report or solution, these AI systems, they improve over time. They get more accurate, more nuanced as they process more data and encounter more situations.
And maybe one of the most crucial points, especially with all the talk about AI bias reduction.
That's critical and maybe counterintuitive for some. But with proper design, with careful implementation, AI can actually help identify and even compensate for the human cognitive biases that often limit our own pattern recognition abilities.
So it could potentially be fairer.
Potentially, yes. It could make insights fairer, more objective. This is about consciously building systems that actively work to mitigate bias rather than just inheriting or amplifying ours.
This all sounds incredibly powerful. So much potential for positive change. But, with such immense power comes significant responsibility. What are the essential safeguards we absolutely need to consider to make sure this technology truly serves human flourishing, to make sure it doesn't inadvertently create a whole new set of problems?
That's the essential question, isn't it? And our sources are very clear on this. They highlight several critical safeguards that really must be integrated right from the start, from the ground up, when building these systems. First, privacy by design. This isn't an add-on, it's foundational. It means practices like data minimization, only collecting the data you absolutely need for the task, and approaches like federated learning.
Federated learning, what's that, briefly?
Basically, it's where the AI learns from data distributed across many devices, like individual phones, without that raw personal data ever being sent to a central server. The learning happens locally, and only aggregated, anonymized insights are shared. It keeps data private.
Okay, so you control your own data, and the AI learns without needing to see it all centrally. That's a crucial distinction.
Precisely. It's about giving you direct control over how your personal data is used. Second, human oversight. This is non-negotiable.
Meaning?
AI should provide insights, maybe recommendations, but humans must always make the final decisions, especially in high-stakes situations. This requires building explainable AI.
Explainable AI, meaning you can understand why it made a recommendation.
Exactly. The AI needs to be able to show its reasoning, and you need clear mechanisms for appeals and corrections. If the AI makes an error or, a biased recommendation, you have to be able to understand why it suggested something.
And that ties right back into the bias issue we just discussed, having a way to catch and correct for it.
It does, which leads to the third point, bias prevention. This is paramount. It means using diverse representative training data. It means conducting regular audits of AI systems, specifically looking for bias.
How do you audit for bias?
Using specific fairness metrics, ensuring algorithmic accountability, and this is really important involving representative stakeholders, the actual people who will be impacted by the system in the design process itself.
So build fairness in from the beginning.
From the ground up, exactly, not as an afterthought. And fourth, transparency. People need to understand what these systems can do and what their limitations are.
So no black boxes.
Ideally, no. Clear communication about capabilities and limits, making algorithms open source where it's feasible, public reporting on how the system is performing and what impacts it's having. You need to know how it works, what it's doing, and have clear channels for feedback.
This whole deep dive, it really shows how AI pattern recognition represents such a fundamental shift. That doesn't sound like it's about replacing human judgment at all.
Not at all.
Instead, it's like it amplifies human wisdom by revealing these patterns we just couldn't see on our own. It gives us this powerful new lens to understand our world and ourselves.
That's a great way to put it. And the result, the potential future, is one where every person could have access to insights that help them live healthier, happier, more connected, maybe more purposeful lives.
Yeah.
The question really isn't whether this transformation will happen. I mean, the patterns are already emerging. The tech is advancing incredibly fast. The real question, the crucial one, is whether we'll build these systems thoughtfully, ethically, and genuinely in service of human flourishing, ensuring that the power of pattern recognition ultimately serves everyone.
This is DigitView.